Welcome to Before the Bat, the Gotham podcast, your guide to the TV show Gotham and all things Batman. I am Phil. Joining me is Kelly. Kelly, that's your kid.
Hey, hey.
Tyler?
I said hey, hey.
Okay.
I need an intro. Like, Kelly's got the hey, hey, and Phil's always starts. I always just say hi. I need something that says, Tyler is here.
Other than Tyler is here?
Yeah. Tyler is here!
There you go. Talk about yourself in the third person. There you go. That's your thing.
He must be a superhero.
So, I have flown in to Gotham. So let's do this.
All right. The episode, A Dead Man Feels No Cold.
This was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
This continued my faith like the last episode. I know that we had mentioned, I just feel like it's getting better, and I've kind of made my peace with Gotham for what it is, you know? And I like this episode. I like that, not jumping ahead too far here, but basically the freeze accident was self-induced.
Yeah, it was like a suicide attempt.
And I thought that was really cool just to tweak his origin. And the fact that Nora basically wanted to kill herself. You know, she switched out the freezing stuff. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, because I guess, she saw, she just wanted to be appeased, and she saw the rampage Victor was going on. It was just, let me go.
He was going dark side.
Well, how do you live with that? When everything you thought was true in your life isn't anymore.
Oh, yeah, and I mean,
she's already sick.
And he's killed how many people in her name, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I did not like the new free suit.
You mean Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah, I thought of the ghost from Scooby-Doo. I've been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo with Solomon. The skeleton ghost in the airfield episode. That's what it made me think of.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
So
looks like Doctor Who.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm curious if they'll bring him back with his new costume. Because you know how Hugo Strange we've made some improvements to your suit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think they have to, because even this helmet was kind of open, and he's not going to be able to have an open helmet.
Right.
Now.
And everybody likes a sharp-dressed man.
Exactly. And white hair, that's all the rave, and blue eyes.
Silver Fox.
I thought it was really interesting. I thought Hugo Strange was great in this episode.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
I'm really liking him, just the whole, police officers, I've caught you on accident, you're trapped, and he helped Victor escape. I was wondering, I was just kind of curious if there was going to be a secret hatch or something where he was going to let Victor slip out into the Indian Hills part, and just have him basically in the basement. While the cops are looking everywhere, and they're like, "Where did Victor go?" And he's in the basement.
But the beginning of the episode, I just have a question. Has anything good ever come from Ace Chemicals?
I don't think so.
No.
I didn't know that it was a subsidiary of Wayne Enterprises.
Everything.
Yeah, pretty much. He owns Gotham. But I was just very sitting there thinking, oh, cool, Ace Chemicals. Great. What other villain are they creating now? Mr. Freeze, the Joker, who else? The Creeper. We'll probably get the Creeper on Gotham.
I thought they said we were getting some version of Clayface this season,
Yeah, we're supposed to. And like I said, I think Clayface, if you did Clayface where he's just using the makeup, as a putty that changes his face up, and not the monster Clayface, would be cool. And not try to go that whole monster horror route. I think it'd be cool if they did the Matt Hagen version, just because I always like that story, the actor and everything.
Yeah.
But the season's not over, and I mean, we got 2 awesome episodes with Mr. Freeze. I mean, is he done? Is that it with the Freeze? I mean,
nah, he'll be back.
I was kind of I'm just how they gonna pull him off? It's I want to see him. Excuse me, working in Indian Hills, Arkham, with Hugo, walking around in his suit. I think pulling off a really good-looking Mr. Freeze suit is hard.
Yeah.
because I've never really liked any of the live action Freeze suits. Granted, we've only had Arnold, which was a stupid suit, and all the ones from the '60s TV series.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first Mr. Freeze suit, that he had, where he looked more like Captain Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that kind of, but that's not going to work for him now. So we need something else. Maybe he'll develop the smaller freeze gun, like the pistol.
Yeah, the suit needs to be something like the animated series, like the first suit.
Yeah, it needs to be something. I mean, I don't know. They need it. If they bring him back, it needs to be something sweet.
So what did you guys think about the parallel between Freeze and Gordon?
Oh yeah, they smacked you in the face with that when Leslie and Nora were talking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm like, I don't want to. They need to head this whole Gordon did something bad thing off, because he's supposed to be the most incorruptible, best cop, honest, true blue cop there is. I mean, it would be different if some of this stuff that was going on with Gordon was more like Bullock. That's more of a Bullock thing.
Yeah.
But Gordon's not supposed to be like this. And I'm still curious about what they're going to do with the baby that Leslie's carrying. Like, what her character is going to pull out. Hey, we got Barbara back. She was the best actor in this episode I've ever seen her act. Just laying there in bed, doing nothing.
I knew that was going to get you.
I was like, hey, she's just asleep. Well, she'll come out of her coma completely at peace, having no recollection of her bad deeds. And she'll think that her and Jim are still together.
I thought Lee was, going to choke her for a second. She's like, her.
I know, and the other lady's like, oh, do you know? She's like, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that they'll end up killing off Lee before she has the baby, and then that will give Jim a reason to turn his life around.
Maybe.
It's. I mean, you got to think some of this. Yeah, some of the characters, how long are their arcs really going to last? How long can they keep up the character? So. But
we finally got a scene of with Lee talking to Bruce. That's who she knew in the comic was Bruce and Alfred.
Exactly. There hasn't been enough of her interacting with Bruce, and I like the Bruce scenes in this episode.
Oh yeah.
I thought they were really well done.
Yes, agreed.
And he's ready to go full on murderer.
I like that Alfred's I'll be the one to kill him. Alfred has no problem. I'll kill him. Whatever.
Unless he's just telling Bruce that.
That's true. He could be. He could be just telling Bruce what he wants to hear enough.
But I mean, I think Bruce was scaring Alfred, Selena. He was basically scaring everybody. Exactly.
He's starting to develop his other. He even said that's the other Bruce.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm yeah, that's Bruce as you develop Batman.
He was shattered and he's rebuilding himself.
I would have seen more of that. I would have liked to have seen. I always thought it'd be kind of interesting having Hugo Strange be the psychiatrist that was first started to help Bruce, after the trauma, and just building that kind of relationship there.
Yeah, we need a Hugo and Bruce scene.
That would be incredibly creepy.
Yes.
I think it'd be really neat if they really showed the trauma that Bruce is going through. Maybe, some night terror type things where he's reliving it over and over. He can't function correctly. He's having flashbacks. But so far, he seemed like they killed my parents. But he hasn't felt like he's been in shock.
Well, I think the whole murderous rage thing is his shock.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm liking where he's going now. But we had a whole kind of season of, And let's talk about, who else do you think that Hugo has in the basement? We saw Gallivant. Great.
Yeah, but wasn't that Jerome and Fish and who else in the tanks?
I couldn't tell. That was the thing. It was
yeah, I thought I saw Jerome
and Fish.
Yeah, and I thought there was a fourth one, but I can't remember.
Well, we all know you keep fish in a tank. But come on, I really don't want Fish Mooney back. But Jerome, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like Jerome.
And then at the ground level, you have Oswald getting electroshock therapy.
Oh my gosh, when he's like went to gym and he was like, "Help me," he's like, "You're insane."
Oh, I know. You think that's gonna come back and bite Gordon? Of course it is, because it's on camera.
Yeah.
He killed Theo Gallivan.
But well, I mean, it's kind of weird because on one hand, Hugo Strange has it as leverage, but on the other hand, he has Theo Gallivan.
Yeah.
So Gordon can't be accused of murder.
Because he didn't kill him.
Exactly. So, Penguin, I feel kind of sorry for Penguin. He's in the nut house. And he's getting electroshocked, and
if he wasn't crazy before, he will be now.
somehow he will get out.
Yeah.
Maybe his dad will come get him.
Oh, maybe he gets released to his dad's custody. Yeah, when are we getting the dad already?
I know, I feel like we had such a huge Gotham break, but all this news that came out, because we know Azrael's going to show up, and we know that Penguin's Papa, Emperor Penguin, not to be confused with the character, but you know what I mean. Papa Penguin is going to show up, and let's see what's going on. I want a Halloween episode where Bruce is like getting dressed and like trying to find a costume and puts on like a bad costume, like a really bad costume or something. He's like,
Yeah, we need more bat motif.
I'm still waiting. Why have we not got this? Like, I want the scene of Bruce sitting there by the candlelight, or the bat comes busting in the window, and just something there like that shows his fear for bats that he has to overcome.
I don't think a bat would bust in the window. I think he'd be flapping around the ceiling.
Well, I mean, like, that's the big thing in year one, the comic, is the bat busts through the window.
That gives him his inspiration.
Yeah, and he confronts it.
I was gonna say, I see bats all the time, and they're not that big. They wind up getting trapped inside the lumberyard a lot.
Yeah, but that's those Indiana bats, not those Gotham bats.
I see. They grow bigger, and Gotham must be close to Texas, then, right?
Yeah, or
at the rate
Ace Chemicals.
Ace Chemicals. I was saying, at the rate that we're going, we'll probably see Man-Bat before we see Batman.
Oh.
That's next season, Dr. Kurt Langstrom.
Mm-hmm. And what about Hugo? I mean, he leads Victor into Arkham, and then he's like, "Okay, here, I hope you escape, but leave your freezing solution." So
you can't fight back. I do think it's interesting that like he has a freezing like different solutions compared to just like he freezes people. Like there's a certain level to the freezing process.
Well, he can use any of them to freeze, but if he wants to be able to bring someone back after, he has to use that one specific formula.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So if he wants to shatter,
I thought it was interesting that Nora like completely just shattered. Like, I thought that was really interesting.
Well, yeah,
it was poetic, seeing that her psyche had already done so.
Mm-hmm.
But just a tweak on his origin. Like now he doesn't have Nora as his like crutch to be like, I need to save my wife.
Right.
Now it's like, my wife's dead. Screw everyone. Freeze Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze Batman.
Well, yeah, because I mean, before the animated series episode, you didn't even have the wife, so it's more of like an old school Freeze where he's just now he's just gonna be the criminal.
I wish they would. I'll tell you what, the new version of Freeze they did in the New 52 was creepier. He was more just psychotic.
Oh yeah, Nora wasn't even his wife. It was just like some woman who was frozen. He was like obsessed with. Yeah.
Yeah, and he imagined it was his wife and all this stuff, and I was just like, holy cow.
That's
still waiting on the Court of Owls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said. I wonder if someone just confused the Order of Saint Dumbass with Court of Owls.
But I think Gotham's getting better.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for the next episode. We're gonna get some Matches Malone action.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Do you think he's really the killer, or
No, not at all. I don't think
So-
we'll ever find out who the Wayne's killer is.
I just think I wonder if Bruce is going to come really close to killing Matches, and then he's going to find out that Matches wasn't the real killer. So it's going to be like, oh man, I just almost killed a guy who was innocent of the crime.
Yeah, he struck out. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha. Matches struck.
I wonder if we're gonna get a scene where he's just like, "Oh, Matches. That's a name I could use."
I wonder if there's a reason why he adopts it or uses it later.
Yeah, or how great would it be, Tyler, if he comes to the door and Matches was wearing the sunglasses and he's got the match in his teeth.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Or Matches Malone is actually an alias of Thomas Wayne. He's just been hiding out.
Oh. I was gonna say, I wonder if it's an alias for like Joe Chill or somebody.
Hey, that'd be cool. Any final thoughts there, Kel?
I thought it was an interesting episode. I like that we got kind of it was almost like the episode had kind of a duality.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that.
I agree. The parallels were great between Freeze and Jim, and just where Jim's going downhill, down the road.
Yes.
And you had Oswald's downward spiral.
Poor guy.
Used to be the king of Gotham.
Yeah. Hey, he's had it coming.
That's
Let's not
true.
forget, he is a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that-
He's
He is
killed.
a
That guy with a limp.
Duck Goose. Or Duck Penguin.
That was hilarious. I'll never think of Doug Goose the same.
I know.
That would have been funny. But they were like, he was like, no, Penguin.
Bullock was just like, holy crap, look at him.
Yeah. How far the mighty have fallen.
And of course, we're marching that much closer to Batman v Superman. It's only a few weeks now.
Yes, it is. I'm pumped.
Yes.
Pumped! Sad I can't make it to go see Phil to see it with Phil because Jania's got to work and stuff because of being off for so long.
Uh-huh.
We are pumped. I even bought at Walmart. They have a bunch of stuff clearance, like discounted with $5 BVS cash. I'm like, I already bought my tickets for BVS, but then I already what do you call it? I went ahead and bought Brave and the Bold the first season.
Nice.
I got $5 movie cash. Plus, I got those. Janine and I don't know if we have to go to the fan screening on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got to bounce off here. I just got to my father-in-law's house. I just drove the car without brakes. It was an adventure.
Oh.
So,
All right.
That's crazy.
Phil, I'll message you later. We can try to do the Halloween since it took so long with Rob.
All right.
All right, Kel. I'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Have a good one.
I will. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, everyone. I seem to have lost Kelly along with Tyler, but I think we all said our final thoughts. But if you want to share your thoughts with us, you can email us beforethebat@gmail.com. On Facebook, we're Before the Bat, the Gotham Podcast. On Twitter, we are at Before the Bat Pod, where you can join me every Monday when Gotham is new for the live tweet, please. Our Instagram account, which we share with the other podcast Tyler and I do, the Flash Arrow Power Hour. The Instagram is Before the Bat _Flash Arrow Pod. And you can contact me personally, talk to me anything Marvel or DC, because I do many podcasts about Marvel and DC. Email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. The Instagram's nightwingpdp. I'm even on Periscope, nightwingpdp. I plan to start putting up videos, probably more comic book centric, when I get the weekly comic books, so check that out. But yeah, most social media, just look for Nightwing PDP, you should find me. You can find, if you want to find all my stuff, blogs, podcasts, in one simple place, just go to philparrish.wordpress.com. Kelly, you can find her basically on any social media platform, Supersquint, SUPERSQUINT, and you can find Tyler on Twitter at JTYPatrick. Come back next week. Like we were saying, the show's been rocking it, and it looks like Bruce is going to become It's going to come perilously close to becoming a murderer. Is it going to happen? I guess time will tell. But come back and discuss it with us next week. Like I said, email us beforethebat@gmail.com and share your thoughts. Let the world hear your thoughts, just like they hear ours. But until then, same bad time, same bad channel, the Gotham Podcast.